What's changed for us since our last Anne session, and how do you feel about it?
Wow. The only thing that didn't happen was we didn't have a baby. We literally did
But we took steps towards having a baby.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about all of it? What is your takeaway?
I earnestly am still we were talking about this. I still feel very traumatized from the last year, and like I was in a brand new job, my dad's in the hospital, and you start your new job, your dad is in the hospital. I just finished my brand new first job.
Yeah.
I go into the hospital. Your sister's wedding.
My sister's wedding. We didn't even, it doesn't even make like the top 5 of the everything we had to deal with this year.
And your sister being becoming aunts and uncles. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a big year. It's been a big year.
I'm happy we made it. It actually, how do I feel? I feel like you and I can actually handle anything.
Fuck yeah. What was that look?
When did you feel closest to me in the last 18 months?
The hospital. Hands down, the hospital.
That's when you felt closest to me?
Yeah, I almost lost you, babe.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, that was that whole month. That was a night. I mean, it was a nightmare. It was it was a whole nightmare.
Remember when I gained the 40 pounds in 3 days, and I like physically couldn't.
You couldn't even put on shoes. It was all you.
No, I couldn't stand. I couldn't sit up on my own. I couldn't stand. I guess for me, it was so out of body, and I feel like every moment of that was just trying to not die.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about it. I just didn't know on the other side.
Yeah, the whole experience was. I mean, obviously it was awful. I mean, it was just plain awful. Every second of it. And I think coming that close to almost losing you, 100%, it made me feel closer to you.
I'm happy you yelled for me. It was so hard to ask you to yell.
I didn't know that that's a thing that you have to do. Like, that was...
I mean, and it's so hard because I remember that moment and I realized I was like, this is, like, I'm going to die. If I don't yell and scream, I'm fucking done. And like, just seeing you and my dad look at each other and look at me, like, I knew I was gonna die. And it's that, like, intuition thing that I'm like, you gotta just trust your literal gut. Yeah. At that point. Just, like, trust it. Yeah. God, that sucked. Yeah.
But like everything else this year, you know, coming out the other side, I was just so grateful that you pulled through.
I've never been sicker or had to fight harder in my life to be alive. It feels, I laugh only because it feels like every so often I realize how numb I've become just so we can get to the next day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you've had that at all.
I haven't had numbing, but I understand the sentiment. Yeah, none of what happened. I'm not numb to anything that happened. It's still very present and apparent in my mind. What do you think surprised me most about the way I reacted to all that's happened?
I think surprised you most. I think you were probably surprised at how much you can actually handle.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of truth to that.
I think you don't push yourself, but out of necessity you pushed yourself. Like when I was fighting for my health, I actually can't understand the fact that we didn't have a home. We were living out of suitcases. We had 2 dogs. You were at the hospital with hours, coordinating with friends to make sure I wasn't alone, coordinating with my family, going to work.
Not going to work, coordinating with not going to work.
And then you went to work at
once you're out of surgery and they're like, oh, she's going to live.
Yeah, but I still wasn't well. Like, so the way I look at it, there was just a lot of like coordinating our renovation.
Yeah.
So you coordinated a renovation, a damn near dying wife, 2 dogs, a move from a sublet into my dad's place, finishing touches on like our apartment, a move of all of our crap in, getting me out of the hospital while working and still being an emotional support to me as I was healing for months. Like, hopefully what surprised you is like, you're as strong as you think you are. You just don't push yourself all the time.
That's probably fair.
What have I done that has surprised you the most this year?
I mean, you got a job like right out of the hospital. It's not one thing, it's like everything. The hospital was rough. I think watching you pull through everything at the hospital was, you know, you have these ideas in your head, right, of like who someone else is. And I mean, we've been together 6.5 years. And I've always viewed you as a very strong person. It's one of the things that attracted me to you when we first started dating. And it's kind of like what we were talking about earlier. Watching you pull through everything in the hospital was reaffirmation of everything I had thought. You are that strong. You are strong. I don't want to say it was surprising, and then it's like, oh, I didn't know you could live.
I didn't know you could live.
I guess it was surprising to me just to see that you weren't just as strong as I thought you were. You're stronger than I thought you were. And I didn't think that was possible because I view you as kind of invincible in a lot of ways.
Oh, I am not.
I disagree. I disagree. You're pretty indestructible. You put up a good front, but I've seen it. You're stronger than you think you are. What's currently missing from our relationship, and what can we do to improve it?
More time.
That's hard.
Yeah, I know. It's the thing that you and I, more time where we're just like, it sounds so stupid to like be physical and have sex. We find the time.
We find the time.
We could find more time.
I mean,
yeah.
I can always find more time.
Yeah. You know, and this year has been a challenge. Like, it's like, what are we missing? I was like, remember when we tried to have sex out of the hospital and you broke me?
Yeah.
And like this year, it's been a challenge communicating to you that it's like, no, it's not that I don't want sex or I'm not attracted to you. It's just that like my literal physical body, I need to take care of myself. Mm-hmm. It's not that it won't happen. It's, can Keisha get a little self-care?
I think with us both working full-time and everything, I think we've realized how important it is to kind of maximize our time together to the point where it's like, we'll blow everyone off. Even if it's just watching TV. Not that that even happens that often. We're usually running around doing something, coming to the end.
Just farting around.
But our time together is like, it is a lot more precious because we get a lot less of it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't, the physical stuff, I think we just have to schedule it.
You sound so clinical when you say schedule.
I know. I hated saying it.
Next.
Hey guys, it's me again. If you found value in that last video, please consider supporting us up here on Patreon. It's the best way to ensure we continue sharing these impactful stories. And as always, keep watching. Thanks a lot.